Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Today, we're going to take a look at a series of children's books that teaches children about a lot more than just colors, numbers, and farm animals. These are socially conscious short stories, and they sprinkle together a bit of magic, some adventure, some community involvement, and they do it all in a real-world environment. Let me be more specific. Imagine teaching about things like blindness by taking a trip to the Guide Dog Association for the Blind. What a great place to learn about guide dogs and blindness.
It's really about teaching children to be kind, compassionate, to think of others, and also to be conscious of their environment. The modern day theme now is climate change, the environment and endangered species. So to raise them with that consciousness and teach them ordinary everyday lessons within the book as well. It touches upon issues like death, fostering friendship, teamwork. So it's quite involved, but it's not boring and it's not heavy. It's short stories and, they're little themes within the book.
No, they're definitely not boring. And while some of those issues seem pretty heavy at first glance, it's amazing how simple it can be to teach about them if you just know the right way to do it.
That's why I say that there's the three elements to it. It's educational, inspirational, and also entertaining.
Kimberley has found a terrific way to weave together those three elements.
It's not just a story to read and enjoy, but it teaches you about something about life, and then maybe that will inspire you to delve more deeply into that area, because children's minds are like sponges, and, if you can excite that interest, they might go on to look into it, to do a project on it, or maybe even later in life, it might become a career for them. Who knows?
The series is called Little Cherubs Short Stories, and they're all very different. Book 1 is about adopting a pet. It's subtitled To Be or Not to Be, Pet is the Question.
They learn about pets, and that's where Mary Lou comes up with the idea that she wants some cats, and that's how it all starts. They go down to Paws and Tails, and then later on discover the cats are magical, the kittens are magical, and that's where their adventures will start.
Book 2 is where the kids visit the Guide Dogs Association for the Blind, but it's also about a great deal more. In fact, she admits this one was a real challenge to write because it's about fostering a child after an unfortunate accident.
Layla lost her parents when she was 4, and so that was quite difficult to think about how a child would feel and, how they would react. And also deaths, it can be a bit stigmatized, it can be a bit scary, particularly to young children. So I had to think really about that aspect and put it in a certain way. But I hope I've shown that her feelings and the way she worked through it and the help that she got and eventually came across the Nailers who fostered her shows that out of real pain and hardship, you can find solace and happiness again.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this one, including death, fostering, adoption. There's a bake sale, a set of magic pendants, a large diamond, and a tiger tooth that have ancient powers, which helps them on their mission to protect endangered species.
I'm quite into environmental issues, so endangered species and thinking about the planet. Those are the areas that I like best. I also worked for a long time in the voluntary sector, and so those areas where they go to the Association for the Blind and learn about guide dogs, and they think about places like Bernardo's that look after children. They're quite important aspects. They're my favourite bits because they do touch upon my former careers.
The third book in the Little Cherubs Short Story series is Meet Ambi and Jolsie, Book 3, Ambi and Jolsie's Easter Parade.
Fundraising continues at the Easter Parade for the Donkey Sanctuary. Michael, Beth and Mary Lou Naylor find themselves transported to Peru, along with Glennie, their headmistress, Amby and Julesy, the Pendants, the Diamond and Tiger Tooth. They help Alvarez, who appears to them and guides them to the temple of Inti, the Inca sun god, where the never-ending treasures have been hidden during the 15th century for the protection of the Incas and the environment. During the modern-day excavation, the Naylors find the code word and the never-ending treasures appear. The magic continues.
So as you can see, very different stories addressing all kinds of social issues in educational and motivational ways. They encourage imagination. They're full of magic and adventure, love and endearment, and they're anything but boring. Little Cherubs Short Stories, Mary Lou's Helping Hand Project by Kimberley Bachelot. It's available right now online at Walmart, Amazon, and many other places. And yes, there are links in the show's description for you to make it even easier. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.